week's news show. I am your host, Janae Hoffman. Longtime BHS orchestra teacher, Mr. Swenson is set to retire at the end of the school year. Rachel Ryan had a chance to catch up with him and has your teacher feature.
Time flies while teaching, and Mr. Swenson can attest to that. After teaching for 35 years, he's decided to retire. I asked him to reflect on why he wanted to be a teacher and what his greatest memory was.
I think the reason I wanted to become a teacher, both of my parents were teachers, so I was familiar with what that was like. I liked school myself. I liked to come to school, and I'd say one of the things that I just really liked was when my own children ended up coming up through the schools, they ended up playing instruments in orchestra, and one of the things I really enjoyed was there was one year where both my daughter and my son were in the high school orchestra at the same time, and it was really neat to be able to share that with my family members as well.
Jason Mooey explains why he will miss Mr. Swenson.
The best that we can. He doesn't just let us slide, and which I really like about that. He always strives for us to be the best that we can, and I want to really miss that.
I followed up with asking him what he'd miss the most from teaching.
I think what I miss the most about teaching is the students. I just really enjoy working with young people, and as a teacher that gets to teach students from 7th grade through 12th grade and see them improve on their instruments, I think the thing I'll miss the most is the young students coming up and not having the chance to teach them.
This has been Rachel Ryan from Boone TV.
Great job, Rachel. And now, here is Justin Elsner with all the latest sports news.
Hello Boone High, thanks for watching our news show this week. I'm Justin Elsner. This past Saturday, the boys swimming team traveled to Fort Dodge for their district meet. Here's Alex Carey on how the team competed.
On Saturday, the Boone High swim team came to Fort Dodge to compete in the district swim meet. The Boone swim team, fresh off a conference championship, looks to make a splash here today. The boys swim team had a great showing on Saturday, placing 4th in the district. Junior Nick Schroeder placed 2nd overall in the 50-yard and the 100-yard freestyle events. He qualified for the state meet in both events, seeded 7th and 8th respectively.
I think it went pretty well. I mean, all of our relays performed at a high level. We're probably going to make it to state in both of them. So yeah, we did very well.
The 200-yard and the 400-yard freestyle relays also qualified for state, seeded 22nd and 24th respectively.
We had a lot of guys that swam really well. Our taper worked out pretty well, and we were sending some guys to state, I think.
Head coach Chris Mann was pleased with the team's effort on Saturday.
I think it went pretty well. We had some good times, and we had a lot of fun.
The team looks forward to competing at the state meet tomorrow in Marshalltown.
We're going to keep our work going. We're going to swim fast, swim hard, have fun during practices, and just be together as a team.
This has been Alex Carey from Boone TV Sports.
Last Thursday night, the wrestling team traveled to Norwalk to compete in the Norwalk Quadrangular. Here's Tanner Frost with how the Doors stacked up against 3 other teams.
Reporting from Norwalk High School, I'm Tanner Frost as Boone prepares to take on their quad duels. Facing against the Carroll Tigers, the Council Bluff Yellow Jackets, and the host Norwalk Warriors in their matchups, Boone looks to get all 3 wins on the night with some vital matches. After handshakes and hellos, Boone turned all business in preparation for their first duel against Carroll. Starting off at 138, sophomore Mason Holst took to the mat. A takedown and back point scored Holst 4 right off the bat. A bad shot has Holst take advantage of it, and he takes the first win of the night. At 170, Alex Wheeler gets Boone another vital 4 points from a major decision through good usage of riding. At 195 as well as 220, Boone's big boys failed to grab any points leading into the lower weights. 112-pounder Braxton Wright got Boone an important pin in the second, but with a chance to take the lead and win, Boone falls short in the end, losing 42-33 against Carroll. Up next for Boone, the Yellow Jackets. At 160, Bradley Aaron showed off his legwork, but in the end it wasn't enough, giving up a loss. This time around, 220-pounder Jacob Melton was ready to go. A very quick throw leads to Melton tightening his grip and finally grabs Boone a pin and 6 points. At 120, the end of senior Cade Burman's flurry with his opponent finds him on top in the first. A reversal in the second gets him 2 more points, and back points in the third secures him a win. Boone continued to struggle from 126 to 132, resulting in 2 losses. and Mason Holtz finished the duel with another win. Final score, 49-19 in favor of Council Bluffs. The final duel of the night had Boone facing against the host Norwalk Warriors. Starting at 1:45, Norwalk won the first of the duel. Alex Wheeler's slick throw at 170 in the first period got Boone a much-needed pin. At 195, freshman Jordan Engel struggled, giving Norwalk another win. The lower weights didn't fare so well for Boone either. James Runstead got Boone a win by decision, but Holtz's pin in the end didn't put Boone ahead. 0-3 on the night for the Toreadors. Boone's man of the night was Alex Wheeler, who went 3-0 for the Doors. I asked him how things could have gone better for the team.
As a team, we could have done better. We could have done better individually to help the whole team. We could have listened to the coaches when they were coaching us. There's just a lot of things that we need to perfect for next week's meets.
Boone's next matchups are at Fort Dodge for a tournament this Saturday the 13th. This has been Tanner Frost from Boone TV Sports.
On January 8th, the girls basketball team traveled to ADM and pulled off a huge win. The Toreadors and Tigers faced off again this past Friday. Corbin Waffle was at the event and has your recap.
The Boone Toreadors dropped 2 spots in 4A from 12th to 14th as they hope to sweep the ADM Tigers in conference play here on senior night in the Kate Shelley Fieldhouse. Boone's Claire Sandvig got the Doors rolling with their strong presence in the paint. The Toreadors built upon their lead as junior Emma Rouse contributed with a 3, as the Toreadors were out in front at the end of 1, 21-8. In the second quarter, ADM's defense buckled down as the Toreadors didn't score until 4 minutes in with a jumper from Rouse. Freshman Maddie Danner also had a nice drive to the basket, bringing the low-scoring quarter to an end, 26-14. In the second half, the Toreadors kept the pressure on the Tigers behind some great defense and excellent shooting. The Toreadors won with the final score of 60-33 as Claire Sandvig, Maddie Danner, and Emma Rouse were all in double figures scoring for Boone. From Boone TV, I'm Corbin Waffle.
The boys basketball team also faced off against ADM this past Friday night. The Toreadors were looking for revenge as the Tigers took the first matchup in January. Let's See came out on top in this hotly contested conference game. The Boone Toreadors hope to crack a 2-game losing streak tonight as they take on the ADM Tigers on their home court. ADM took the first game in January, and the Toreadors are looking for some revenge tonight. Both teams were hitting mid-range jumpers early to start the game. On this play, ADM's Joey Harrison knocked down the 15-footer with under a minute to go to put the Tigers up by 2. Ethan Lewis responded on the other end by dialing in from long distance and knocking down the tray ball to give Boone the advantage at the end of the first quarter with the score of 13-12. On the first play of the second quarter, Boone's offense perfectly executed the elevator screen, giving Ethan Lewis an opening to hit the 3-ball from downtown to give Boone a 1-point lead. The Tigers took over in the final few minutes of the first half by going on an 18-5 run, giving them the lead with a halftime score of 33-21. ADM continued to push the pace in the third quarter, at one point pushing the lead to 21. On this play, Joey Harrison drove down Main Street and dished to Jacob Hardy for the easy deuce. With 5:40 left in the final quarter, Boone looked to be out of the game, but that wasn't the case. The Toreadors then went on an 18-0 run, capped by a 3-ball from Ethan Lewis to cut the lead to only 2 with under a minute to go. It wasn't enough though, as Boone was then forced to foul multiple times, which resulted in ADM taking the W, with the final score being 64-58. From Boone TV Sports, I'm Justin Elsner. With other sports from this past week, the boys and girls basketball team traveled to Carroll Tuesday night. The girls team annihilated the Tigers with a school record of 90 points, while the Tigers can only muster up 22. The boys team fell flat with the final score being 71-49. That's it from sports from this past week. Now back to you, Janae.
Thanks, Justin. This week, our lovely gentlemen watched the crime film Sicario. Rotten Tomatoes gave this mystery a 93%. Let's see how this rated on the ever so popular Two Guys GOAT grading scale.
FBI!
You want to be a part of this?
What's
What's up, Boone High? As always, we're two guys in a movie for our weekly review.
If you are a fan of realistic movies and plot turns that will blow your mind, Sicario is the movie for you. After rising to the ranks of the FBI, Agent Kate Macer receives a top assignment. Recruited by mysterious government official Matt Graver, Kate joins a task force for the escalating war against drugs. Led by the intense and shadowy Alejandro, the team travels back and forth across the U.S.-Mexican border, using one cartel boss to flush out a bigger one.
Sicario was a solid movie overall with standout scenes, so Kurt and I agreed on giving this movie 8 goats out of 10. Pros of Sicario: great plot twist, great way of showing how the terrible war on drugs actually is, and I also love how the action scenes and emotion scenes worked well together.
A few issues were that the movie was too long for my taste, and some scenes were confusing if you didn't pay attention to the movie a whole lot. And I also would have liked to see more action. Sicario did not have a whole lot of action. When it did, man, was it intense.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was interesting how the movie showed the war on drugs and how it affects like the families and all the other people.
I agree, it gave the movie more meaning and emotional twists.
This has been Two Guys in a Movie reviewing Sicario on DVD.
The DVD was released on February 5th, so go check it out, and have a great day, Boone High.
You use me as bait. Freeze!
You saw things you shouldn't have seen.
Works my composition.
Providing a measure of order that we could control.
I'm gonna tell everyone what you did.
That would be a major mistake.
Thanks, fellas. Alex Carey is back this week as the legendary Mr. Cool. Here he is to fill us in on what's hot and what's not with what's trending.
Yo, what's gizzle, Boone Hizzle? I'm a swizzle, and this is what's trizzle. This past Sunday, in a battle of top-rated defenses, the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos slugged it out in the Super Bowl. In the end, the Panthers offense, led by league MVP Cam Newton, couldn't even see a dab of the end zone. They turned the ball over 5 times, with one of those resulting in a touchdown. The legendary Peyton Manning goes out on top as the Broncos took the dub 24-10. Eli Manning wasn't impressed. While half of America was focused on the slightly disappointing Super Bowl game, the other half watched the game for the commercials and the halftime show. Some of my favorites were Steve Harvey.
Whoa, listen, folks. I have to apologize again.
Doritos Baby. And Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey Baby.
Once again, though, Eli Manning wasn't impressed.
Whoa.
And now, here are 5 items trending in 10 seconds. Trump and Sanders won New Hampshire. Deadpool and Zoolander 2 drop in theaters today. Cam Newton's afraid of footballs. The Bachelor is getting cray-cray, but nothing's as cray-cray as Kanye. That's it for this week. Please check back next week for what's trending. I'm out.
Thanks for watching this week's news show. We'll be back next week with the latest news, sports, and entertainment at BHS. In the meantime, you can watch and read all of our stories at BooneTV.com. Have a wonderful weekend, Boone High.